Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are talking about episode 15, I believe, of The Bad Batch. That is the episode right before the season finale, which we have coming this week. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to talk about what happened in this episode very briefly, tell you our favorite parts, and then it'll be up to you whether you want to go out and watch it. So, Sarah, what happened in this episode?
What didn't happen this episode? It was actually pretty filled with lots of story. We start out with the Bad Batch minus Hunter, of course, trying to fix the ship so that they can go and find him and rescue him because they don't ever leave anybody behind. Omega's very anxious to go and get him. They've got a very strong bond going. They finally get the ship fixed, and they get a ping from Hunter's like little wristlet saying where he is, and he's on Kamino. So they go and head over to Kamino. Omega knows of this like secret landing base and shuttle system through the water that they use, which actually leads them to the facility where the Bad Batch was created. So that was kind of neat to get to see a little sneak peek of that. They find out where Hunter is inside the Kamino cloning facility, so they go and try to do like a surprise attack, which doesn't really work the way that they wanted it to. Omega winds up releasing some extra clones or robots through the training facility, which is where they are, but kind of releases too many. And I guess kind of at the same time that she's doing that, the Bad Batch is talking to Crosshair, trying to get an understanding and let Hunter go, trying to get Crosshair to join the Bad Batch again, and that the Empire is evil. Crosshair actually winds up shooting through some sort of weird trick shot all of the other soldiers that are there in that room besides the Bad Batch to just try to show that the Bad Batch, like, hey, you can trust me, you should join me. And so that's kind of going on at the same time that Omega releases all of these extra robots for them to fight off. There's a separate soldier, I don't know his name, but he's one of the non-clones, right? He's like the first of the stormtroopers, they'll say, who's reporting to the Empire General and saying that Crosshair has lost control of the situation. And that general basically says, fine, leave him behind and just get off the planet. So they wind up taking transports away, and Crosshair's none the wiser. He doesn't know anything that's going on. But yeah, so they wind up fighting these robots together, which is kind of a really cool moment, that they're fighting together instead of against each other. They wind up killing all of the robots, and then they're still having that struggle of, join the Empire versus join the Bad Batch. Neither one of them can really see eye to eye. They try to claim that it's his inhibitor chip that's making him go crazy, but he claims that he's already had that removed, and this is just the way he is. Whether or not that's true, we don't know. I believe it's Tech that winds up seeing they've got like 3 missiles that are coming in, or something like that. It looked like way more than 3, but I thought I remember saying 3.
They were ships.
Oh, that there were 3 ships coming in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they see that, and so they realize we got to get off the planet now. That's right about the time that Hunter actually shoots and stuns Crosshair, because it's almost like a Western, who's going to pull first. And so Hunter winds up stunning Crosshair. That he doesn't kill him, he just stuns him. So he's knocked out. They take him with them, and you see Omega kind of give Hunter like a look of approval, like, yep, we got to stick together. She did find her robot from when she was there when she was younger. I kind of skipped over that part. I believe its name is AZ. So he's kind of there helping them out. They try to leave, and there's all these missiles that are coming in, or blasts that are coming in from outside. So they have to run back inside to try to find a different way to escape. And that is our cliffhanger ending. Did I miss anything?
I went nothing major. I think there's a lot of nice little tidbits that were like foreshadowing to what was going to happen at the end of this episode. Like there was some of the Sarah mentioned that when Crosshair shot the bullet, um, it wasn't a clone. That's actually really important. They had shipped all the clones off of the planet, and everybody that's there is they call them TK soldiers. They haven't called them stormtroopers yet, but they're basically the people that are volunteering to be a part of the Empire now. So there was that little piece, but one of those soldiers was like, "We're running out of time," and so I think they kind of knew that those ships were coming in, but obviously the Bad Batch had no idea. Um,
The general did say to, was it Tarkin, through a little hologram that they had the scientist, the Camino scientist with them.
yeah, and they did confirm. Well, they didn't confirm because last week we talked about possibly the prime minister was shot and killed. They did not confirm that, but what they did say was that anybody that didn't comply with leaving the planet was killed. Um, they mentioned that, but the scientists and the research of how to clone things, that was all taken by the Empire. They basically put it on a USB drive and then deleted everything. Because when I forget who it was, somebody was going through the computer system and noticed that everything was gone. It was a ghost town, and we had little shots actually near the end of the facility just empty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that about covers the episode. Moving into our favorite parts. I will say though, before I mention my favorite part, that when Tarkin said, "You may fire when ready," I thought, because the clouds, the lightning kept showing what was in the clouds. I thought there was going to be a shot of the Death Star, and we were going to get a test shot of that. But I guess at the same time, they were still doing testing in Rogue One when they destroyed Jeddah. Um, Instead, we got the ship that came out of the clouds, and then they used the firepower from the Star Cruisers to start erupting everything. But my favorite part was the closure to Camino and kind of knowing what happened to those facilities. I know before Disney bought Star Wars, it was covered in Star Wars Battlefront 2 that there was uh, basically a battle that happened there between the Empire and the clones. And now we just know it's blown to bits. So it was nice to see another piece of Star Wars lore actually added into the explanation of things. Like, this was in the prequels, we never see it again. Why is that? And we got closure to that. So, Sarah, what's your favorite part?
I would say my favorite part for this episode would have to be when the Bad Batch group and Crosshair are kind of forced to fight together instead of fighting against each other. I thought that was a really cool moment of either we all live or we all die, so let's work together even just for a minute. Um, and on top of that, kind of the whole, it's your inhibitor chip that's doing it, and him saying it's been removed. And they showed when he was stunned, they showed his scarring on the back of his head, which we as the audience know, or at least assume that that's from the explosion when they were trying to escape from Crosshair in a previous episode, and he got burned pretty bad. So I'm not so sure that his inhibitor chip has really been removed. I think that might be just something he's saying to try to get them to join him, like, this is how I really feel. So I'm anticipating them to do some sort of scan to see if he's lying. But kind of that whole general segment together, I guess, would be my favorite part.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past the Empire to say we removed it and they actually did not. Or if they happened to put a new one in, if it was damaged. That'd be an interesting twist to see in the future.
I feel like I remember in one of the first episodes them saying something about him being like new and improved, and coming through surgery when he was first captured.
Well, I don't know, because he ended up getting the burn later on. So
Yeah, so I don't know.
it's all speculation.
To be continued.
Yeah, one thing to mention, we didn't do like a separate video on it or anything yet, was that there was a season 2 confirmed of the Bad Batch, and that'll be coming next year, which is surprising. Mandalorian, we have to end up waiting over a year to get. Seems like they were planning to do this the whole time, in my opinion. So maybe they will address that coming up. If Crosshair is not the enemy, I'm very curious to see who is. But that was our little summary of the episode and our favorite parts. And now it's up to you whether you want to go out and watch it. So if you haven't already, please turn on your notifications. That way you are notified when the next Bad Batch discussion drops. We have one more this season, and we will have Tony coming back. He was on a previous Bad Batch episode with us, and a Mandalorian episode as well. Look forward to the episode recap and our thoughts on the series as well. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drops a like if you like this video, and drops a comment letting us know your favorite part from this episode. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.